is Krista from Simply Breathe Now, and I just wanted to welcome you to my January Plan With Me video. It's more of a walkthrough of both December and January and how I set up my new journal. This is the second full year that I've been doing this, and so I have been lucky both times that I have ended my journal that I was working with in December and was able to move into a new journal in January. So this is super exciting. So I'm going to walk you through what I did in December, and you'll see everything that I've done. So my memories page for December was pretty full. I didn't do a lunar abundance in December. I just got so full with everything that was going on. I got sick at the beginning of December, so I just didn't end up setting an intention, which probably left me a little bit more flustered than normal, but so I didn't actually fill in that page. I just made a little note for myself that it didn't happen that month. And then I have my habit tracker, and it was a very up and down month. December is a very busy month, obviously with Christmas and kids in school and all the extra stuff, but I was also sick and we had a few other things happen. So I didn't have a lot of feeding my soul, and my habits were off and on. And then we have my gratitude log, and you saw me draw this part in my November Plan With Me video, and then I've just added a little bit extra on the outside, and it's a little bit more fun than just having the words, so that's really fun. This turned out beautiful. It absolutely was so excited. The one thing I have to do is my little flip out card that I'm going to do for what my moods were. I've lost my sticky note that was on here, so hopefully I remember what it was, but it did actually turn out really, really nice. And then we have my December calendar, which I love, and I'm going to keep it like this. I really am enjoying that. My sleep, as you can see, was not very well at all. It's up in the high numbers, but I just didn't sleep well very many nights, and you'll see in my January setup how I'm tracking this a little bit different in January. Then my Simply Breathe Now, I added this in December, my post schedule, and it kind of helped. And you'll see in my new setup for January that I've added a Facebook group section as well. So that's pretty good. I'm really enjoying how that is. I do want to get ahead of myself and plan my posting schedule. That has been now a goal for 2 months, and hopefully I get on top of it this month, so it's not a goal for 3 months. My projects, Christmas obviously was finished. My physio has really blossomed, and I'm really having a lot of clients, and I'm adding a new service this month, so that's kind of exciting. Simply Breathe Now was pretty good, and our house we got a lot done, but it just is taking, as always, taking longer than you think. And then my brain schedule, and then I added this after I set up my December, and it was 31 random acts of kindness, which I thought was a pretty fun thing for Christmas. And so each star has 2 things, and one of the things was for what we did as a family, or I did as a random act of kindness, and what was done to us that was random acts of kindness. So that was kind of, what are we doing and have we received any? So it was pretty fun. Sometimes we didn't do anything because sometimes we didn't even leave the house. So yeah, weekends. There's some weekends that we don't really leave the house, or we just go skating and hockey, and that's it. So then we're into weeklies. All here, a pretty plain Christmas weekly. It was pretty, no color in that one hardly at all. And then I added my Christmas bundle that I had on Etsy. Instead of drawing it, I just printed it out and did the same as what people would do if they had printed out from the shop. So I've the 25-day countdown I've done in the writing is what our Elf on the Shelf did, and then on the bottom is what our Christmas advent calendar was. So that's how I've set that up. And then this is my MacLeod list of all the things that I had to do. And then our Christmas shopping list and the price. I still have to finish this on the side of adding everything up of what everything cost and for everybody, and the total cost of Christmas. I haven't finished that quite yet. And then the only party that we really hosted, which is quite unusual for us actually, was our open house that we do on December 21st or 24th, sorry, on Christmas Eve. And so the people that actually did attend, we invite, it's an open house, so we just kind of send out a massive invite. We had a lot of people last minute cancel because of illness and stuff. So it's not a really full spread, but it was, I loved using it to do my planning. We did go caroling for the first year this year, so that's just a little bit of a memory for that. And then just so next year, if we do caroling again with the kids, they absolutely loved it. So that was pretty fun. And just different things that we'll do for next year. And then this is our Christmas morning, just memory page. And then just different reflection on Christmas. And then I get into my December review, which I am going to change up. I've got a whole bunch of different ideas of how I'm going to change up my December review. And then I did a year-end brain dump because I was getting really overwhelmed with all the things that I was feeling I had to do. So I've done some of them, but there's still lots of things that I kind of feel like I need to do, even though we are into January. And then this is at the end of my bullet journal. I'll kind of show you the pages that I have left. Most of it is finished. There are a few blank pages, not too many. So at the end of every journal, I kind of write like what I want to keep from this journal, what I would like to add, anything I want to change, what was really working and what wasn't working. And really every journal that I move into, I find that I have less and less that isn't working. I'm kind of really honing in. And if you caught my post on Instagram that I read the bullet journal method book by writer Carol, which was just released in October. And I'm going to change a few things. So going back to original daily and doing a little bit more of a weekly reflection and putting more notes in my daily. So it's more of a, how does he call it? That it's actually a snapshot in your day, and you're actually putting a lot of reflection or a lot of points in your day so you can come back and reflect. So that's probably the biggest change, is that I'm kind of going to go back to more to his original method, because but blending it with my own method, which I think is the best thing about a bullet journal, is that you end up making it your own. But then it's nice to go back to the original and just kind of tweak it every once in a while. So you'll see that I have a half page there and a full page of blank. And then this is part of my journal reflection. So I did put these prompts in the December monthly insert, and I also did offer these in the New Year's Eve or New Year's bundle that I had on Etsy. And so I just went through and I did my own reflection, and this is a start of my reflection. I kind of like just to answer these questions and kind of get my brain thinking of what different things for the new year. And then you'll see that I have a few blank pages. This is 234 and then to 246, which are all of the perforated pages that are at the back of the Leuchtturm. And then we have just my pen test that I have, and you can see I'm having some issues with my Tombows. And then that's it. That's the end of that journal. So then I got into my new journal for January. And so this is my cover, though if you're also following on Instagram, you might see that I might be changing this into a beautiful rose gold swirl. I'm moving this cover over to my business journal. So in my cover, right now I have two inserts in my Leuchtturm. This is my perpetual calendar that I have, that I've been using since, I think June is when I started it. Yeah, so in June. I'm not sure why I didn't put June at the beginning, because that would make sense. But I put starting in January all the way through and then started in June. Weirdest thing possible. When I do it again, come the next June, I will start June on the very first calendar. So you'll see that I have everything that's filled up until May. And I will be getting another perpetual calendar quite soon. And then at the end, it has all the things of when that was the last time. And then I have my kind of year at a glance overview of all the different things that happen in different months. Then I have a Goulet pen insert, and this is kind of my collections insert. So halfway through is kind of where I'm starting 2018-19. So I haven't actually done my reminiscing and my welcome of 2019 or my goals for 2019, because I have done it all different places. I just haven't kind of put it in here. I do quite a extensive reflection and planning session for goals for the year, and I kind of do it over probably, it's over probably a month and a half, but it isn't, there's the 2 weeks over Christmas that I don't get a lot done. So I still have to do that, which will happen quite quickly or soon. And then this is my year overview that I'm trying this year. It's a little bit different than I've ever done. I've broken it into different weeks so that I can kind of see in January what's when I'm busy, when I'm not busy. And then I'm doing, if you also follow another thing on Instagram that I post, is that we're doing a happiness project family. And so I'm going to kind of put that up here in the overall what's happening in January. So we're doing please and thank you. And the whole month I have rejuvenate as my word, and reflect and plan is kind of what I'm planning on doing for January. And I still have more things to plot in here, different events that I'm going to be doing and things. So, but it's kind of, I'm hoping that it's going to look like I get a big glimpse of what's kind of happening each week, and then an overall for the month when I do my planning. We'll see if I use it or not. Previously, it was more like this. It was just long, and I just put the different things that I kind of wanted to work on, my projects, and it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. I kind of want to see if I break it up in different months, it'll be different. So that's it. And then I haven't filled this in yet. This goes with the planning, the different things that I want to, my categories that I kind of want to work on, and how I'm going to work on them. Previously, the year before, it looked like this. So different things I was working on, goals. So if I'm going to migrate some of these things, or if they're not important anymore, and that just how, just over the year, what I'm hoping that will kind of target these areas. And then I have the 2019 mood phases. I did post this. This is from Dr. Izzy Spencer, and she has this on her website and so does Boho Berry. Both of them have it as free printables if you would like to do that instead of drawing it out. And then I will do my kids activity plan, and it looks like this from previous years, but I usually do one for every month, or every season, so you'll see spring, summer, autumn, and winter, but I'm finding I'm not using it as often as I thought I would, so I'm going to see if I can do it so that it's for all 3 kids, but for the whole year, still broken up in seasons. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I do like being able to say they're this size clothing, we need to buy this next season. Then I'm going to do a whole thing for my projects for 2019. And then I have my Shark Week and comments for Shark Week. And then I'm going to do a word for a month so that I can kind of come back at the end of the year and be an overview of how did the month go. And then this is my happiness project, and I have posted about this, and I have done a video in my Facebook group if you're looking for more information about this. So this is what we're planning on doing, and then I'm going to do some reflection, and these little January, February is kind of like to reflect a little bit on if we did, or if we're still doing the previous happiness project. So I have that, and then I'm going to do books to read, and then that's the end of that little insert. So that's going to be my yearly thing. I do have other things in here that I will kind of go back to, like this is to be used for years and years to come. My school pictures, my to fix, to build is still in here. I have my Tombow coloring thing in here. So that's my, and I think my fine liners, all my colors of my pencils and their number, or my markers and pens and their numbers. So that's why I have this insert in here. And then we're going to flip into my Lloydstrom. So to start off, I don't have anything on the first page. I used to put kind of like my personal mission statement, but then I find that I have to redraw it every time. So I haven't really sure what I'm going to do on that page. Lots of times it gets left blank, and it might get left blank again. And then I've done my level 10 life. This is a spread that I'm going to do. I've read this book called The Intention by Ainslie, or Instruction, I'm sorry, not Intention, by Ainslie MacLeod, and I will link that below. And I am going to do a whole spread on my soul type and my purpose and mission, because I am just loving all the information that's coming out of that book, and I'm going to do a spread there for that. And then we get into January. So as you can see, it is the 7th of January, so I've already done a lot of stuff, and I've set my intention with the new moon that was on the 5th. And I have my habit tracker, and I'm doing little snowflakes this time around. and I've done my January gratitude. You'll notice that on every page I am putting the month and the year. I didn't put the year on this one because I find when I flip back, I'm like, okay, it was September, and I've only done a couple of years, so it's not like a lot, but I imagine in the future that I might be looking back for September, say 2018, and I have some books to go through, and I just thought it would, even now I find, what year is this or what month is this that I'm looking at my habit tracker if I don't start right at the beginning of the month. So that's why I'm doing that. I've started a mood mandala. I haven't written down my moods yet, but I do a little sticky until I get to that point. It's been really busy, and the kids just went back to school today, so there's a bit more time. So I will be doing all this stuff, but you'll be able to see this is how I work how I function if I can't stay with it. I kind of do my little sticky notes, and then I work away at it, and it eventually all comes together. This is my January calendar, and again, this is the same as before, and I love it. And this is my new sleep tracker. So this is how I am working the sleep tracker now. I am coloring the gray for how much time I was in bed. And then out of that, the dot is actually how many hours I got of sleep, give or take, because you sometimes are like, oh, you look at the clock and it's 2:30, and then you look at it again and it's 3, and then all of a sudden you wake up and it's 5. So you think you went to bed sometime around, or fell back asleep between 3 and 3:30. So it's a guess, but it's close. And then I'm writing up here how many times I actually was up. Right now, this is with kids. This is how many times I'm up with kids. I hope that goes back to hardly up at all, because my kids are generally really good sleepers, but right now we're having a lot of ups in the night. So that's how I'm doing my sleep tracker, a little bit different. And then this is my Simply Breathe Now. And again, like I said, I've added my Facebook postings and different things that I want to keep on top of and kind of have more of a monthly view of. And then my posting schedule, which you can see I have not done a planning ahead, which I really do want to. And then this is all the things that I kind of hope to be doing during the week. And this is like what's kind of scheduled. Projects, same projects as before, except for no Christmas. So just moving everything over and stepping them ahead. And then this is my brain schedule or spread. This is the same as always. I don't think I've added anything. Oh, reflection. Instead of Christmas, I added reflection for there. And then this is new this month, word of the day. So I'm writing different things every week or day, what kind of really pops from that day that I want to remember, or things that are just fun. So I thought that'd be a fun new spread. And then I've gone back to the old style of doing dailies, which has been really fun. I'm actually really enjoying it and putting like a little bit more journaling in. Just over here, I put like what happened my husband did at the new house. And I'm really actually enjoying that kind of, going back into doing that. And then I did a weekly review. And then I've done this dashboard, which I still need to see my week at a glance. I can't go from this calendar like Ryder does. Where is it here? I can't go from this to this. I need something in between. I need to be able to put all the things that in all the places I need to be, kind of look and see where there's going to be some space, and then add some of the things that I have to do but aren't time related in before I actually get to the day. Otherwise, they just kind of drift out of my brain and I feel lost and I don't know where to write them. So I do still need an overview of the week. So I'm going to try this dashboard out, and it has a bit of reflection built in here and my focuses and my menu. So that's kind of fun. I fill my menu out when I do my grocery shopping, and I fill it out and put it on the fridge. And then as we eat it, I fill it out in my journal, just because some days I don't cook what I plan. And so I always do that after we've eaten. And then we're into my day to day. So that is my journals. That's my move into my new journal. And I'm sorry you didn't get to see me draw everything for January, but I figured with the switchover of the journals and how much there was, it would be a really long video. So I hope this was helpful and you enjoyed the walkthrough and seeing how I have done my journals. And I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.